Hello and good day. This report is for the birth number 167. As you begin to trust yourself, you will know how to live. 7 is trust and openness. 6 is vision and acceptance, and 1 is creativity and confidence. So those who are on the life path of 16-7 are here to work through issues of openness, authenticness, acceptance, and insecurity, learning to trust the creative spirit within themselves and the beauty within others, sharing their ideals and vision in practical ways. Since our life path isn't always easy, those with a birth number of 16-7s confront specific energy and challenges associated with each digit of their birth number. The creative energy of 1 has to be used for constructive purposes, or it may turn back on itself in destructive ways. This 1 energy often brings a sense of insecurity or a feeling of inferiority. When fueled by the high visions and perfectionist standards of 6, combined with the trust issues of 7 energy, 16-7s have a bright fear of being shamed or looking foolish and tend to be extremely private people, living within themselves, working to create a better world, but somewhat disheartened by this one. They prefer a great deal of privacy. They also have lots to contribute due to their incisive mental clarity and awesome creative imagination. Despite their outward activities, their work, their family, and other interests, a conscious or subconscious longing whispers to them, a drive to find safe harbor that offers a sense of communion with self, with others, with the world, and with a spirit and inspiration that animates us all. Although many who are involved with business or sports or raising children might not relate to the spiritual language or imagery presented about 7s, most 16-7s will resonate with their higher inner calling due to their lofty vision. They also have a path to a deeper feeling of life through music, often deeper understanding through the written word. The call to service is key for the 16-7s. For without a means to serve others in everyday life, 16-7s might otherwise prefer to leave the Earth's physical plane entirely. Sometimes literally, as did the astronaut Edwin Buzz Aldrin. He was a 16-7. They don't leave like a catatonic, whose awareness turns inward in fear, but like the mystic, whose vision turns inward in hope, love, and high aspiration. The path of the 16-7s, with their intense and active imagination, tends to be one of the least grounded in everyday realities of life. What discipline it must have taken for high-minded journalists to immerse themselves in daily news, for example. The challenge for 16-7s, with their high ideals and perfectionist tendencies, and their flowing creative energies, and their desire to know more deeply, is to accept and embrace the everyday world and find within it and find themselves the beauty and perfection they seek. The 7 influence means that 16-7s long for more profound connections to life. They achieve this through a primary 7 challenge, learning how to trust their inner knowingness and to trust the world as it unfolds. This may not come easily for 16/7s, but it is what they have come here to do. Most 16/7s have significant issues with trusting others or trusting themselves, and few 7s naturally trust themselves. Although they may appear to do so to outside people, they may even state that they do. If they look inside, however, they usually discover that they trust their mind, their knowledge, and the theories and beliefs they have gathered from others. For 16/7s, trust comes especially slowly because their inherent perfectionism leads to disappointment in self and others who fall short of high expectations. They have trouble trusting their heart and intuition. The 7 tendency to feel betrayed is especially acute and frustrating for 16/7s, and this frustration is fueled by creative energy and aggravated by a tendency toward insecurity and isolation. However, when 16/7s direct their creative energy toward a vision or a quest or a goal or a higher purpose, they come to trust the spirit manifesting in, as, and through them. They have razor-sharp minds and begin to grasp and appreciate the inherent perfection of their existence, including their success and failures, their highs and lows. They come to trust the spiritual principles that have previously escaped their notice. The moment they find the bittersweet beauty and transcendent perfection inherent in life, they find safe harbor everywhere and have nothing more to fear. These individuals, when they're working in the positive, the 16/7s share a high vision and reveal new possibilities through their creative endeavors as they express truth and beauty. Their intense eyes and sparkling energy and their crisp, refined qualities reveal them as high-minded angels in human form. Having found unconditional but not naive trust in themselves and others, they see an inherent perfection and larger workings of a loving spirit even in the most difficult circumstances. Inspired by a higher purpose, they find deep meaning in uplifting and moving others to a more refined, elevated sense of their own lives. When 16/7s are working in the negative, they feel bitter and betrayed. They're insecure and self-destructive. These individuals can have a hard time being here. They feel disappointed in themselves and in others and frustrated that no one has lived up to their expectations, which are now abandoned or turned sour. They long for a more ideal world, but feeling unable to contribute, they give up in hope. And they've given up in hope, isolated as hermits. They fear others' criticisms and so withdraw from social contracts and contacts. Feeling misunderstood and judged by others, they find escapism in drugs or in illusionary fantasy realms. If 16/7s experience chronic feelings of betrayal or being misunderstood, the heart and knees become vulnerable. Issues in the abdomen or lungs are also possibilities. Subtle forms of energy work, visualizations, and meditation generally works well for 16/7s. They also benefit from any form of meditation or relaxation practice that lets them release their thoughts rather than get lost in them. A satisfying, nourishing, but light diet works well for them. They gravitate toward light eating because to them quality is more desire than quantity. They need to experiment to find the optimal diet, learning to trust their instincts and more can combine them with research. Most 16/7s derive special benefit from more refined forms of continuous conscious exercise, such as Tai Chi, yoga, or swimming and walking. Exercise keeps creative energy flowing for 16/7s and helps them learn to trust their body's natural wisdom. They enjoy efficient, inactive exercise or innovative exercise, or simply walking through nature's beauty. If working in the negative, 16/7s confront issues of mistrust and insecurity. They find it difficult to express their feelings or show their emotions. Therefore, opening up to genuine intimacy can present a significant challenge. In some cases, the relationship may exist on a fantasy level. Some 16/7s would rather read a book than have a relationship. When they're in working the positive aspects of this life pattern, 16/7s high vision leads them to openness, trust, and sharing, resulting in perfect intimacy. Making love with mindless abandon, letting themselves be seen and known entirely is both frightening and healing for 16/7s, for whose lovemaking can become a tender and courageous act of accepting the body and earthly life. Since 16/7s combine creative energy, high standards, and sharp intellect, they generally exemplify beautiful work in any field, whether as writers or musicians, astronauts. They gravitate toward work that allows a sense of privacy, but also challenges their intellect and that appeals to their high-minded sense of meaning. The sixth influence raises the possibility that self-worth issues may interfere with their ability to receive and to create abundance. Once 16/7s begin to value themselves and their work and open themselves to receiving, the world gives back to them in return. Some keys for them to fulfill their destiny. 16/7s can help manifest their life purpose by focusing their attention on core issues and by generating specific action to transform certain key areas of their life. Some guidelines and recommendations include: come out from hiding behind your polished mask. Trust and enjoy the creative process of your life. Remember that every mistake is inspired by deeper wisdom. Completely accept this moment and find the perfection in it. Reflect on the following questions. What inspires you? In what sense has your difficulties been perfect? Have you let insecurity or perfectionism stop you? How have your expectations influenced your experience? If any of these questions generated any insights, how could you put them into practice? Some spiritual laws that can help. The law of faith. Only when we find faith in ourselves, we can have faith in others. The law of perfectionism. High vision can inspire us, but excellence is the best we can achieve. The law of flexibility. Staying flexible We make the best use of difficulties and changing circumstances. The law of present moment. Impatience and regrets dissolve in the recognition that only now exists. The law of process. By taking one step at a time, we come to trust the process of our life. How might you consider each law in your life? Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Many blessings to you. Bye-bye.